Hello, welcome to Girl Talk. Thank you for joining us. We're filming today at America's Best Flowers. If you haven't noticed, it's a lovely scenery here today.
Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in a sunbeam, so not so bad.
Yeah, it feels good. It is nice. Yeah, it does. So it's so chilly outside, and you would think it would be possibly a little chilly in here, but the sun is coming in and it feels really good.
Yeah, I'd rather spend my day in here than going from place to place, in the car, because it's certainly nice in here. So, yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about some houseplants to bring your home that feel that they have here, that tropical feel, that comforting feel. And maybe your plants will have to fight for the sunbeam like I have here.
I have to say, when I walked in, it was sort of an instant warming, welcoming feeling, because outside it is so white and gray, and you walk in here and it is sunny and beautiful, and you see all these great colors. So if you need a winter pick-me-up, this is your spot.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I keep forgetting how much stuff they have here, other than plants.
I always do.
Yeah.
Every time I walk in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just, it kind of is like eye candy everywhere. I mean, like right now I'm looking across the room and there's wind chimes over there. I didn't realize they had those until right now. So yeah, there's definitely never a lack of stuff to check out and plants to see. So
they'll be at the Garden Expo. That'll be another nice pick-me-up too, if you want to check that out.
Good idea.
I can't remember the dates. Garden Expo, February 9th through 11th, so you got time to plan for that.
There we go, great. Yep. And just after that will be Valentine's Day. You don't have time to plan for that. I think it's time to start thinking, which we just got through the holidays, but one to the next, we keep celebrating. So that's the time to celebrate your loved one. I think it's a fun holiday.
Are you too into Valentine's Day? I mean, is it like something that, throughout your life as a woman or as a young girl, was it something that you were like pining for the best, Valentine or roses or candy, or everybody has different levels of what they expect or if they, care at all, or I'm just curious.
I gotta tell you, when I was a kid, I certainly enjoyed it and loved doing the little bags and getting the Valentines from everyone, and of course the candy, can't hurt.
Yes.
As an adult, it's become less important to celebrate some of those traditional things, but I always love getting flowers, whether it's Valentine's Day or not, and I think that's one of the specialties. But there's a lot of women that really, it's important that that day is celebrated.
Yeah.
I say keep your expectations low.
And then you'll always be happy, right? Then you'll always be happy. No, I think it's good that people have different levels of, wants and desires for Valentine's Day, because it can be so many different things for different people. But the really original kind of thing for Valentine's Day is the flower, and it could be like a one daisy or a 24 roses kind of thing, and either way it's a recognition of your love and care for somebody. So
and sometimes that simple thing, like the one daisy or whatever, can actually mean a little bit more or feel more special.
I was reading online, actually, there's some kind of funky, unique gifts out for Valentine's Day this year. A couple of these I think are cool, a couple I don't recommend, but one that I thought was interesting was picking up a map, if you can find one anymore, of where you met and marking certain key locations that you and your spouse met and why they're important.
Actually, I did something similar to that, where half of the heart was, let's say, Madison, and the other half of the heart was Chicago, and so you have these two hearts from a map, and then you frame it, and it looks really cute. Actually,
I like that.
That was a cute idea.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Don't forget still get the flowers too. But the one that I wasn't so sure about is they make cuddle mittens now, where it's.
I'm sorry. What is that?
So you each have. Let's say we're sitting like this, Janet and I. You each have a hand that is your own mitten. And then you have a hand that is a combo mitten that
so
you
can
share.
Hold hands?
Oh. Is that for when you just sort of like someone? You don't want to really cuddle? You just have let's do the mitten thing today?
Yeah, I thought it was an odd one.
Hadn't heard of that one.
Yeah, so bringing some new things to you today. Lots of other things we're chatting about. We're checking in with Dr. Angela Cody from Village Smile Care. Janet actually headed out there and got some nice pointers from her. I always learn a lot when we see those segments, so that'll be nice. Additionally, we're talking to Moments to Cherish Bridals. So if you're planning a wedding, this is kind of the time you really start ramping up and thinking seriously about your dress. So we're going to share with you a new line that they're carrying. And I wanted to shout out to Arlene too, because we may not have time for this during this segment, but her daughter just got engaged.
Yeah, no, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
She seems like she's pretty happy with it. So there's a lucky gentleman out there that's going to join Arlene's family. So that's awesome.
You bet. So stick with us. We'll be right back with Moments to Cherish here at America's Best Flowers. You're watching Girl Talk. Hi, and welcome back to Girl Talk. Thanks for sticking with us. We're filming today at America's Best Flowers. Might be chilly outside, but it's nice and sunny in here. Later in the show, we're going to chat with the folks about houseplants and Valentine's Day. Right now, we're catching up with Arlene DeForest from Moments to Cherish Bridals. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
You bet.
We love to see
Not
you.
a bad spot to be today.
No, nice and sunny, and
Yeah.
it's not too bad in here,
Not
actually.
too chilly either, yeah. So let's chat a little bit about what's going on. There's some events coming up in the next couple
Right.
months, and
Right.
this is kind of the time where people really start ramping up and thinking about their weddings and things in the future.
Correct.
So what's happening in January?
In January, start next Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th, we'll be at the Alliant Energy Center at the Wedding Planner and Guide
That's
bridal
so fun.
show.
Yeah.
And we'll be in booth 338,
Okay.
and it's from 11 to 4,
That's fantastic.
both Saturday and Sunday.
That's
Yeah.
a great opportunity to get out there and see what else is going on in the wedding industry
Right.
and meet the new brides and all that, so much fun
Right.
stuff. Is the shop going to be open at the time?
No, we are
Okay.
not going to be open because of our limited staff. So
Sure.
we're going to just concentrate on the bridal show.
Fun. So if you want to see these folks, that's where they'll be on the 13th and 14th.
That'll be fun because I know from a little bit of talking with some of the folks that are involved in that, there's a way for brides, their families, their friends, the groom-to-be, et cetera, to check out all the opportunities that you can provide them
Right.
from your shop. So
Correct.
they have a way to zoom right into your booth, talk with you, find out what you're carrying and what other events they might be able to check out at your store. So you do have a couple other things possibly coming up on the 27th and 28th, I heard?
27th and 28th, we're having an open house, but it's also a introduction to our new line of bridal dresses called Modeca.
All right.
And so we'll be open from 10 to 4 both days. And it's just kind of a walk-in basis and look at what we have. We're going to have about 25 of the new line dresses that'll be in the store that's being shipped to us too.
Modeca, huh?
to,
Where are they from?
They are originally from the Europe area.
Okay.
And they're just being introduced into the United States. They're
Exciting.
they're different laces, different styles, and also different fabrics.
And also fun to say, Modeca.
Modeca,
Right. I just
cutting
like
edge.
it. Yes. So that'll be great. So you're going to have an open house, and you mentioned that you're going to have multiple dresses for people to sort of look at that
right.
time. Is
We're
that
gonna-
what's the big kind of draw
Right.
for that?
Right. It's to introduce them, let people see what they look like. We're going to put as many as possible on mannequins. And so, yeah.
So
we're
this
excited.
might be like a new style, like you were saying, that folks that are shopping or have been poking around maybe online or in magazines, maybe they haven't seen this before.
Right.
So this is a way
Right.
to have it
Yeah.
right in front of you and see it, what it looks like on a mannequin, and maybe even touch the fabric a little bit
Right.
and get a
Correct.
feel for what it's like.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Now there's another fun event that comes up in the spring for high schoolers is prom. So
Right.
will the boutique be open to check out some prom things?
We will be open. There's no guarantee that a dressing room will be available, but
it's a good problem to have for you, right?
right,
It's okay.
right. I mean, at least girls can come in and take a look.
Sure. So many fun things going on. I will have to talk to you about February another time, but prom's right around the corner. Don't forget to check out these great events, Modeca, Bridal, January 27th and 28th, and coming up really soon, you can see them at the Bridal Expo. Is that what
Bridal
it's called?
Expo? Well, yes.
On the 13th and 14th, a fun event. Thanks for being with us
You're
today,
welcome.
Arlene. We appreciate
Okay,
it.
sure.
Moments
Bye.
to Cherish Bridals. We're here at America's Best Flowers. We'll be right back with more Girl Talk. Hey, and welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming today at America's Best Flowers, a gorgeous space. Can't wait to check in with those folks later in the show. Right now, we're going to talk a little bit about dental care. We got some great tips from Dr. Angela Cody over at Village Smile Care, or I should say, rather, Janet got some great tips.
I did. Dr. Angela Cody is out in Mount Horeb. She's knowledgeable, she's friendly. I'd say if you're going to go for a dentist, she's a good one to go to because she makes you feel so comfortable.
Yeah, you bet. Well,
Yeah.
let's find out what she knows right now. Take a look.
If you have anxiety about going to the dentist, I don't think you're alone. But if fear is keeping you from going altogether, you might have some bigger problems. So here to talk us down off the ledge and into the chair is Dr. Angela Cody at Village Smile Care in Mount Horeb. Dr. Angela Cody, thanks for chatting with me today. and having me come in here.
You're welcome.
How common do you think is this anxiety folks have about seeing the dentist?
It's very common. Most people do not like being in the chair you're sitting in right now. We see it often, I'd say daily, most patients, a large percentage, and there's studies that show about up to 30% of Americans don't even go to the dentist because of dental anxiety. They avoid it altogether, which is really sad because they're probably having some pain and some issues that could be treated early.
And early is really the key, isn't it? So what do you suggest? What can someone do? Maybe what can I do or your patients do to help themselves?
Yeah, so people that just have a little bit of anxiety or fear, the best thing is just talk to your dentist. A lot of times it's triggered by a specific incident, so just sharing those stories so they know things to look out for. For example, some patients just really hate the noise of the drill. So there's things we can do to make that more comfortable if we know. We have these great movie glasses here that we have our patients wear, and they have big headphones and you watch a movie inside, and so that's really great for people that don't like the noise or the sounds or don't want to know what's going on.
Just removes you altogether, doesn't it?
Yeah, just pretend you're somewhere else. Other patients are the opposite, where they get really nervous if they don't know what's going on, so they want us to explain each step slowly and check in. Yeah, so it's good to just talk about what your specific fears are. That way we can address it. So for a lot of people that will be very helpful, and a lot of technological advances have made things more comfortable. For some people, they just can't even get in the chair. So there's other options for them, such as nitrous oxide or even oral conscious sedation, so they don't have to worry about that fear.
Tell us more about those.
Yeah, so nitrous is a odorless gas that people know it as laughing gas. So we administer it through a nose piece, and basically we deliver it with oxygen. It relaxes people and just decreases their pain a little and makes them more comfortable in the chair. So that's great for a lot of people. And for those that just can't even handle that, we do offer oral sedation, where we use a drug called benzodiazepines. We titrate the dose to the patient, and they are just asleep through the appointment. They don't remember it. Someone brings them and takes them home, and just, they can get all their dental work done without even being aware, which is great for some people.
And those are safe?
Yeah, those are very safe. Nitrous, you can drive home from that. We're able to titrate it very easily and change the dose, so that's great. Very little side effects. And then as far as the oral sedation, we have our patients monitored, so we're watching their blood pressure, their pulse, and their oxygen level in their blood to make sure they're breathing okay. And same thing, we dose it according to their needs. So we're monitoring you the whole time. It's very safe and easy way to get the treatment done without having to have the fear and anxiety.
What about kids? We know it's important to get kids in early. Can those be used on children? Should they be used on children?
Yes, definitely. Especially if the nitrous is very safe. It's often used for kids just to calm them down a little, and we can use very small doses and change it very rapidly. And there are pediatric dentists that are wonderful that do all sorts of sedation options for the nervous child. So there's options for adults and children.
Okay, now let's talk specific. You'll do the needle, the injection to numb the area. What if folks have trouble with that?
So there have been a lot of advances in that as well. The gels that we use prior to numbing are very strong. We order a prescription strength one ourselves, so to take that initial poke away. And a lot of people, what they hate is that burning or stinging sensation that you feel when you get an injection or a shot. And there's actually been things to do away with that. They've been using it in medicine for years, but it's fairly new in dentistry. It's called buffering. So the pH of anesthetic is very acidic, almost like a lemon. And so if we buffer it and add some sodium bicarbonate, it can come down to the pH level of our body. So you don't feel that sting and burn. It also makes it take effect quicker. It's more effective. People get more numb. So a lot of people that had problems with numbing in the past, it's not an issue anymore.
Wow, so many options to help people get in this room and in this chair specifically. Sounds good. Well, you can always talk to Dr. Angela Cody yourself. She's here at Village Smile Care in Mount Horeb. We're Girl Talk. We'll be right back. And you're back with us at Girl Talk. We're here at America's Best Flowers out in Cottage Grove, and to distract us from this cold right now, we have Barb and Margaret. Barb is the retail manager here at America's Best Flowers, and Margaret is the floral manager. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us a little pick-me-up right now in this cold time of winter.
It is.
So, if we want our homes to maybe be somewhat like America's Best Flowers, we can get some of the plants. Let's talk about the indoor plants. I know a problem I have, Barb, is I have one really great window, and so all the plants crowd in to get that sunshine, and I'm wondering, what are some plants that folks can consider that don't need to fight for that window space?
Good question.
We do have some very nice peace lilies here is spathiphyllum. It also blooms, doesn't need as much light.
With this one right here, before you go on, Barb, it seems like the more you neglect this one, the more it blooms. Is that right, or is that just dumb luck with me?
It seems to do that. If you keep it too happy, too moist, it doesn't force bloom as much.
It's like that with a
So,
lot
yes.
of plants, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
In fact, I have a geranium that I got from you folks that's in that window seat, and it's blooming like crazy, and I've been a little neglectful lately. It seems like it's blooming even more. It's amazing.
It is. They're kind of threatened that they're going to lose their life, and they want to set out blossoms so they can reproduce.
All right, so the
Yep.
peace lily, gorgeous plant too.
They are very nice.
Maybe you already answered my question with that, which is, what if you're not real good with the indoor plants? I'm asking for a friend, of course. What are good low maintenance options? Is that a good one?
It is. It is. Along with the snake plant here, that's one that can also take more low light. Doesn't need water frequently. You want that one to get rather dry in between.
Okay.
The nice thing about this one, Jessa, is it tells you when it needs water because it just goes.
It
That's
wilts.
helpful.
Yep.
Excuse me, forgot about me. Yeah, that's what I need.
And what about this one? This is a really common one you see like in people's offices and cubicles and things. Is that a low light type
It
of?
can take a lower light also. It's a golden pothos. You want to let it get dry down about an inch, as with most of the plants, except for the succulents. You want those to be even more dry in between. But that one, and it'll trail over the side. If it gets too long, you can pinch it back, and it'll make it more bushy at the top again. A real pretty, bright plant.
And sounds very tolerant.
Yes.
With
Yes.
the succulents, you mentioned they need even less water. About how often are we talking?
Well, there it depends on your home, your temperature, things like that. But with most of the other plants, if you put your hand down, your finger down in about an inch and it's dry, it's time to water. These, you want it to be dry like that for up to a couple weeks. In the wintertime, sometimes people only water their succulents once a month.
Wow,
There you go.
that's perfect.
Yep. And they're not
For my
growing.
friend, of course.
They don't grow as much in the wintertime, so they don't need fertilizer. They don't need as much water.
Interesting. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, great tips and pointers. It's so nice to have those indoor plants this time of year when, you know, it does get a little dull and gray, although it's beautiful and sunny in here today. Let's talk about Valentine's Day. From one holiday to the next, we just move right through, right?
Right, yeah.
It's time to start thinking about it. Let's talk about when to order. You can order gorgeous bouquets and some of the things you're seeing here on set from America's Best. When should we do that?
Well, you know, to get the best selection and to make sure that we're going to have, you know, time to deliver, the sooner the better. You know, a few weeks before Valentine's Day is really appreciated. That way we know we got enough flowers, you know, we know that we've got enough drivers to deliver all this. So, yeah, a couple
That's
weeks
good.
before.
But as it gets closer, people can still try. Just selection may be.
Oh, you will still
reduced.
have a good selection. It's just, you know, we like to know ahead of time just so that we have enough.
Right.
And you've been here a long time, Margaret, so you're probably pretty good at folks that are like, I'm not sure what to send. Maybe it's not a relationship where it's a dozen roses. It's
Right.
something else, and you can guide folks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely, yeah. Barb and I work together with another young girl, and yeah, we can definitely, you know, there's always plants that, you know, you could pick a flowering plant like the one on the table there. It doesn't have to be roses, it can be carnations, it can be, you know, ostromereums, daisies, you know, if it's just a little something you want to give.
I have to say, to your point, Janet, I have that experience myself ordering flowers for a friend, and I had no idea what to give for the occasion, and I just called and was guided to the right thing. When the bouquet arrived, they were so over the top thrilled with what came. So the customer service is outstanding and appreciated. And just so you know, at home, if you're not just wanting to do traditional flowers, there's other opportunities and options, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, you know, we send out balloons if you want to just, you know, send some balloons. We've got all kinds of Mylar balloons that have little messages on them. If you want to add something extra to your bouquet, we have stuffed animals. You can send boxes of chocolate.
Chocolate works.
Yeah. Who doesn't love chocolate? But yeah, you know, and almost anything you see here, we can, you know, send out.
Yeah.
for
Or
delivery.
if you like the idea of sending a house plant, that's an option
Yes.
too.
Oh
Wrapping
yeah.
Up someone's
yeah, you know,
in-home.
you can always put a little bow in there or put a little pick in there to make it, you know, a little more Valentine's-y.
I love Awesome.
We have just a little bit of time left. We have an event coming up. It's the Garden Expo.
Yes.
What do you want to tell us about that?
Ooh, we'll have all kinds of wonderful new things that we don't have in the shop yet. It's things we ordered this fall just for Garden Expo. And we ordered a limited amount. So, you know, come on out and see us at the Garden Expo and see what kind of new fun things we've got.
That is an ultimate pick-me-up.
No
It's
kidding.
warm, it smells great. It's
Oh, yeah.
very
At the
spring-like.
Alliant Energy Center, if you haven't been before, February 9th and 11th this year.
Alrighty, and we'll see both of you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very excellent.
Yeah.
You can meet Barb and Margaret yourself at the Garden Expo at the Alliant Energy Center. Thanks for chatting with us today.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Girl Talk.
Beauty and styling for Girl Talk provided by the Ultimate Veritas Spa and Salon.